show and get back. Look, they dead tired. They only got fast. We got to keep pushing the ball.
In a gym just a few miles north of the University of Cincinnati, former Bearcat star Steve Logan is coaching his TBT team about billions in a scrimmage against former UC stars.
Show, Mark.
In a tournament that celebrates the college stars of the past, few had a career like Steve Logan.
Eric, we in it. Let's go.
It's a career that once seemed destined for NBA glory and ended abruptly.
Basketball has done a lot for me in terms of where I come from and where I'm at now. It's always in my life in terms of the round ball stopping for me actually playing, but it goes further than that.
Number 22, Steve Logan.
Logan's been doing a little bit of everything tonight.
Steve Logan's 2002 season was one of the greatest in UC history. He was named back-to-back Conference Player of the Year, at the time number 2 on the all-time Bearcat scoring list, first-team All-American, the only blemish, finishing runner-up for National Player of the Year.
You know, I felt like I was the best player in the world at that time. My stats was better, my points was better, you know, and we was number 1 in the country at that time. So I felt like I really deserved that award.
Lowe was unbelievable. I mean, to do what he did is absolutely incredible. And he was the best player in the country that year. When you outscore 3 teams by yourself, which he did, on national television, he outscored 3 teams by himself, and you're not the National Player of the Year, something wrong with the voting, I think.
As his college career came to a close, Steve eyed the next step, a long career in the NBA, which started with hearing his name called in the 2002 NBA draft.
Because I was projected to go top 20. You know, being Player of the Year back-to-back in my conference and being, you know, runner-up for Player of the Year, it was projecting me to go top 20 in the draft, and I was very excited about that. So when I didn't go top 20, my heart dropped a little bit. It's very agonizing when you know that, just humbly saying that you're better than some of the guys that's going before you. And body of work, you got guys, sophomores and juniors going before you, and you know you're a 4-year guy and you're supposed to go top 20. It's very frustrating. It's very, you know, anxiety driven. When I didn't go the first round, I just wanted to stay positive and say wherever I go, I'm just going to make the best of it.
Steve did hear his name called. The Golden State Warriors picked Steve with the 29th selection, and in any other year, that would have made him a first-round pick. But this year, the Minnesota Timberwolves forfeited their first-round pick, so Steve at number 29 was the first pick of the second round. The difference between a first and second-round pick in the NBA is a guaranteed contract, which would end up being very important.
A lot of people don't know I was battling a foot injury my senior year that I thought I would just overlook. You know, I was getting proper treatment from the trainer, and so when I left the University of Cincinnati to go pro, my foot flamed up more than I thought it would. I go out to Golden State, and immediately the first 2 weeks, they see that I'm not the same person that I am in school. And they're guessing, saying, what's wrong? And so I go in there and I just tell her, I put it all on the line and be honest with them about my foot. They actually flew me to Dr. Scholes himself in DC, you know, and I cried. Me and my agent was in there, and when he told me that news, I cried for like 2 hours in there. Because it was a lifelong dream for me, growing up in the inner city of Cleveland, coming from nowhere, and then get all the way to this moment and then realize, hey, your career might be cut short because of an injury. And you know, NBA is a business, man. You know, if you can't produce and be ready to go, they're gonna let you go, and that's what happened.
The injury would cause Steve to miss 18 months of basketball, and after a bitter contract dispute, the Warriors moved on, and Steve Logan's NBA dream was over.
And so it was something that I battled with depression and then anxiety, just knowing that I was supposed to be in the NBA, playing in the NBA, but I was battling an injury, and then I was going into the unknown. In hindsight right now, if I knew what I knew now, I probably should have sat out my senior year and let my foot heal.
Toes, quicker. Come on, Jackson. Let's go. Get up here. Let's
20
go.
years after his NBA dream ended, basketball is far from over for Steve Logan.
Good. Quick, Blake. Quick, Blake.
Steve runs an AAU program, Logan's Elites, and works out one-on-one with local basketball players to pass on the skills that made him a legend.
Well, I always wanted to, when the ball was done and all said and done, I always wanted to stay in the realm of basketball. I didn't know whether it be training, coaching, mentorship. So I just knew that someday I'll be doing something outside of playing the game.
Hey, we got to keep putting in work. Every time we come in here and train, we got to work on the stuff that we cannot do.
To this day, Steve remains as one of the only first-team All-Americans to never appear in an NBA game. And though his basketball career didn't go where many expected it, the game is far from finished with Steve Logan.
1, 2, 3.
Good job.
Basketball have treated me great, man. I have no complaints about basketball, no regrets about it at all. I've learned a lot from that round ball.